Yo, what is up, world? My name is here. Welcome back to the YouTube channel. It is really good to see you guys. This week's vlog, we're going to be breaking down the cinematography of a commercial. So before we get into it, you know what to do. Roll the intro, and I'll see you guys soon. Alright, so like I said, we're going to be breaking down a very short commercial that I actually stumbled across when I was watching TV 2 days ago now, and I thought it would be really interesting just to break it down and show you guys some of the things that I've been learning, the techniques, and the things to look out for when you're watching commercials as a cinematographer or as a filmmaker in general. So let's just jump right into it.
This is how you become the best.
Try to be best, 'cause you're only a man, and a man's got to learn to take it. Try to believe, though the going gets rough, that you gotta hang tough to make it. You're the best around. Nothing's gonna ever keep you down. You're the best around.
Alright, so we are here looking at the first frame. I hope you guys enjoy the commercial. It's actually a really funny and cute commercial. It is a E-Trade commercial, again, that I saw on TV a few days ago, and I thought I saw a lot of framework elements. Why not break it down and talk about some of the things that I'm noticing that you as a cinematographer should be noticing as well. So the first shot here, we have the little kid at the laptop, and he's looking at the laptop. You can see that there's a window behind here, and there is some light on the right side of his face. So let me turn on some of the edits that I did to this. So here are a few of the things that I noticed about this particular frame. We can see on the right hand side we have this window pumping in light, which is telling us the light on his face, that is where it's coming from. And then also on the other side of his face, highlighted in blue, we can see this is the shadow side. We have a contrast. Now you can see in the background here we are shooting into the corner of the room, which gives it more depth, which also is giving us a contrast from this wall to this wall here, because the light is hitting here. It's a lot brighter than it is on this side. So again, when you're filming, try to shoot into the corner of the room. It's going to give you more depth and also some contrast with light. So as you can see, we're not shooting flat. This little thing here, whatever it is, it's got depth, right? It's traveling across the frame, which is actually really neat. And I also put this little box here implying that this light wouldn't really be wrapping all the way around our talent's face. So I'm assuming that we have either another light or we're bouncing more light to kind of carry this window light to make it feel like it's wrapping all the way around our actor's face. And you can tell that the laptop is not really on, it's not really playing. We don't want frontal light like that. It doesn't really look very nice. So this is the first image, and the next image that we see is kind of the wide shot of that same exact shot. There are some really cool light beams coming in from that same exact window that we saw from that frontal angle. Now, if you notice the kid's head, there was a nice hair light, there was a nice backlight on that first shot we saw, but in this side view, we took away that side light, we took away that hair light. We didn't want it to be too distracting. Alright, so as you can see, I did a lot of drawings here. We have, first of all, we're kind of shooting through objects. We have this skateboard here, which is giving us nice depth. You can see from this window light, I'm pretty sure they have a really huge light shooting from outside, which is how this light is hitting the floor and not hitting our talent. Otherwise, you would just have to time it the right time of the day to get that light at that right angle. And then also you'd have to find the right house. So let's avoid all of that. Let's get some lights if our budget allows it on this commercial, and then let's put them up on some really high stands, shoot them through the windows, get them exactly where we want and the right level as well. So that light is hitting the floor and it's just falling on our talent here. And again, I put this question mark and I circled his head because we used to have a hair light, which is no longer there. And this laptop, it looks off, right? There should be light illuminating his face, but it's not. So we also have here some art department flying in and really dressing up this wall. Otherwise it would be very bland, very boring, and it just wouldn't be a fun image to look at. We also have another window here, which the only way we can see outside of that window is if we expose for it, and that is how we can see some of the leaves and the things and the objects outside the window. So again, we are shooting into the L of the room. We have nice depth, we have nice difference in contrast between this wall and this wall here, which is just another reason why you want to shoot into the L of the room. All right, let's move on to the next one. Cool, so we have this top-down shot, which I actually really like. There are so many lines going on. If you haven't noticed already, there's this huge dark spot as well, which is just creating contrast. And if you're wondering how in the world do I do top-down shots, especially with stairs, this is a wonderful example. So let's turn on some of my notes and take a look. All right, again, we have this dark area, which is highlighted in blue, and we have all of these crazy lines that are going in very different directions, and it's just creating interest in the image and adding a lot of depth and layers within the image. Because if we're shooting top down, it's really hard to create angles, so this is one way to do it. If you have stairs in your image, be sure to find a really nice angle where there are plenty of lines that run through this entire frame, and on the floor level we can see that there is some light being pushed in, which is why I have this box here. And then also we have this painting on the wall just to break up the white blank walls. We don't ever want to really have blank walls. It's really nice if you just dress up the walls. It just feels a lot more full. It just gives it a lot more production value as well. And then also I circled this little area here because we can see that there is some sort of light from top shooting down, which is how we're getting this nice little glare or reflection. This is a light. Again, it's probably somewhere up there just to help fill out this area right here. All right, moving on to the next one. All right, this is a really cool one. The kid is outdoors, and lucky for us, it is a cloudy day, which means we don't have to fight too much light. We're able to actually show the floor. If you can imagine, if it was a really, really sunny day, we could see that there would be a lot of shadows, and maybe you do want that, maybe you don't, but for this particular day, they shot on a cloudy day, and it's got a really cool image. There's a lot of depth in this image. You can see he's got his little ropes here, and the camera guy is probably right in the middle, trying not to get hit or whipped by these ropes, which could probably be really funny and would be a really funny behind the scenes photo if they had it. So let's check out the notes. And again, you can see I put this box up here showing that there is a lot of soft diffused light from the cloudy day coming down and just hitting everywhere, and it's a nice non-shadow image. But if you notice, this kid is backlit. He has a nice little edge of light all around him, which again, this comes down to scheduling. If you can schedule your day and know exactly where the sun is going to be in relation to your talent and where you want the camera, you can get this look. All you have to do is just figure out the timing. And we are filming at a low angle, looking up at our talent, which gives him the power, gives him the authority, and it just looks really cool. And again, we are probably shooting into the L of this entire backyard. You can see this fence back here probably lines up with this fence, so we're just giving it a lot more depth. You can see these lines being created just by the location, and then as well we have these ropes leading our eyes to our subject, which he is dead center in the frame. And look at this, they even have a treehouse. Must be nice. Could you imagine if there wasn't a treehouse? This would feel kind of boring. So this goes down to, again, finding the right location and making sure you're there at the right time of the day to get our subject in backlight. Move on to the next. All right, so this was a really cool one. Our talent is now in the garage and he's working out. He's feeling really strong, and you can see that we have some light coming from the left side of the frame and just shooting across our talent's face. Let's check out our notes to see what it looks like. So again, there is a light right here, which I drew. There's a light off screen or maybe a little bit further out of the garage, and it's just shooting in, and it's kind of at a higher angle. We can see that there is a shadow right here, and that lets you know that the angle of the light is just slightly higher so that it also goes across our talent's face. And again, we are not having flat images. We are shooting a long lines. We're giving ourselves plenty of angles so that our eyes can look and make this image feel a lot more three-dimensional. We even have some stuff in the background, some toys right here, but this is a very dynamic image for something so simple. Just finding the walls to shoot along to make it feel three-dimensional, to make it feel like it's got a lot more depth. And again, art department flying in with the toys and the props to make it feel a lot more full. Let's move on to the next. Cool, this is our wonderful dramatic wide shot of him doing this incredible working out here. He's in the garage, and guess what? We are not shooting into the garage, we are shooting outside of the garage because we want to shoot into the shadows. Again, the camera is on the shadow side of the light, which means our talent is in between the light and the camera. That's how we shoot into the shadows, and this is just a really cool and fun dynamic image. And let's just see what kind of notes I put on here. Okay, cool. So again, if you don't have a location where the light is exactly where you want it to be, this is when you want to fly in a huge giant light, get it off screen, and just shoot it at our talent, which is how we're getting this wonderful edge light. And again, we are shooting into the shadows of our images to give it more depth, to give it a lot more contrast, and that's how it's done. And as you can see, even in the garage, you can shoot into the L of the room. And there is a window in this garage, which we've exposed to, which is really nice. Gives us a chance to look outside of the window. What you want to do is expose for the brightest part of the image, which means you want to make sure you can see whatever it is that's really bright. And for this instance, it's our window. We want to make sure we can see what's outside of that. So then once we have that exposed, we can come in with our fake light from behind, and we can also have maybe a light up here to give our actor, our talent, a little bit more light. And I don't think they want him in silhouette, which is why they probably have another light just pushing in some more value. But if we look around the frame, we can see a lot of things in the frame just to spice it up, just to give it a lot more depth, a lot more interest. Our eyes are just running through all of these lines here that are being created by the objects in the frame and the objects in the garage. And then last but not least, we are on our mirror shot. Our talent is finally strong as the woman he saw in the beginning of this commercial, which I actually really love. It's really cool how we are saying powerful woman of color, actually, to be specific, which motivates our talent here in this commercial. So kudos to you, E-Trade, for picking a wonderful and diverse cast. I love it. Anywho, we are shooting into the shadow. As you can tell, on one side of our talent, he is in shadow, and the other, he is well lit. So let's check out some of the notes and see exactly what I saw. So starting from light to dark, we have on this side of the frame, I'm pretty sure there is a light. You can see there's a nice little glow, a nice little highlight on our talent, which is giving us all of this level here. And then on the opposite side, we have shadow. We probably have some negative fill, which is just a dark piece of material, which sucks away all of the light and gives you shadows. So that's how you get that contrast. Again, we are even shooting into the shadow of the room, or shadow of our talent, even when there's a mirror in the frame, which is really awesome. And again, we do have a window in the frame, which if we're looking through the window, he is backlit. We are always trying to backlight our subjects to give contrast, and they've even done it in this mirror shot, which is actually really awesome. And you have all of these objects on the wall, again, to just break up the white, boring walls. So kudos to you, art department, for flying in and making this image look really full and really nice. And also we have this cupboard here. We're not filming it flat. We have it kind of at an angle. As you can see, we have some lines that are running down here just to give more interest and also some more depth. So as a cinematographer, you always want to lean on your art department because they can help bring in objects. They can help move things to make your images feel that much more three-dimensional. So do not forget about art department. All right, so that is all I wanted to share with you guys. I want to try and keep this video as short as possible. It's been a really, really busy week. I was actually filming last weekend my short film for USC, and it went really well. I'm excited to share it with you all. So stay tuned for that because I will be uploading it here on the YouTube channel in the very near future. So if you guys enjoyed this week's vlog, you know what to do. Go ahead and do a super jump on that like button down below, and also get subscribed to the YouTube channel because every single Wednesday is a brand new vlog. I'm Eddie V's cinematographer / student, and I'll see you guys in 7 days. Right on. Oh my gosh, my back, my posture, it's not that great. It's not that great. Anywho, I'm gonna stop recording. Where's my audio? Oh wait, I should stop recording the screen. Stop recording the